Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Hope you had a great week so far and that there haven't been too many humps or bumps in your road. Tonight we're going to be talking about search engine optimization and about getting your website found on Google. I'm the owner of Fiercely Marketing. I'm Haley Gray. We are a boutique digital marketing firm. I'm also the founder in the Women's Entrepreneur Network. If you are on the live, give me a hashtag live. If you're on the replay, give me a hashtag replay. And hey, Meg, good to see you. Thank you for chiming in. I appreciate it. SEO feels kind of like a techno jargon, dirty word that we use a lot and we throw around a lot in the software design marketing world. And hey, Andrea, good to see you. And, you know, it feels kind of icky because I see a lot of, spammy emails that you get where somebody has gone through and they've got bots that crawl the internet and they're going, hey, baby, let me fix your SEO. Let me help you get onto the first page of Google. So let's be clear, first of all, that getting onto the first page of Google, anybody can do that because you can do it for a random long tail keyword. A long tail keyword is a long search term. So given enough monkeys and enough time, they can eventually type out, a great novel. But it doesn't mean that that's going to actually drive traffic to your website. So what does drive traffic to your website? So what drives traffic to your website is getting found for the things that you want to be found for on Google, because most people use Google as their preferred search engine. So there's a few things that you need to be doing to get found. And you might be leaving money on the table if you've not done these basic things. And some of these things are absolutely free. And these are things that we do as part of our SEO audit that we check for, and we let you know if you don't have them configured. And it's important that you do these things. So first of all is you need to have a Google My Business. If you don't have a Google My Business, you're leaving money on the table. And it is totally separate from Google Maps. It's totally separate from Bing. It's totally separate from anything else. So each thing that I'm listing here is totally, completely separate. So each of them is a different thing. So know when I'm saying all of these things, they're each a different thing that you need to have set up and configured and linked to your business's website. First step is Google My Business. So raise your hand if you have set up your Google My Business for your business. So one of the interesting things that I run into with a lot of small business owners is that they don't actually take the time to create and claim their own Google My Business listing. Believe it or not, Google loves its own stuff. So if you don't create your Google My Business listing and claim that Google My Business listing, you're actually leaving a ton of money on the table because people are not going to be able to find you. So raise your hands if you created your Google My Business listing and let me know that you have done it. And Miranda says, me, LOL. Hey, Miranda. I am glad that you have created your Google My Business. And Meg says, I have created my Google My Business because I told you, I told her to, right? Yes, I did tell you to. And I am kind of a bully about telling people to set up their Google My Business. It's something that I believe passionately in because believe it or not, it actually hurts your business if you don't have your Google My Business set up. And it's such an easy thing. It takes 10 or 15 minutes. You guys are going to be like, well, how do I do it? It's really easy. Go to Google and type in the words Google My Business, and the thing will pop up and you can configure it. Now, I do recommend that you go to the Google search bar first and search for your business name and see if it pops up and see if Google has already created a listing for your business. If that has not happened yet, you need to create a new Google My Business listing and get the postcard. Now, one of the things that a lot of you are probably going, well, Haley, I work from home. Have y'all noticed? I'm working from my home too. I don't want my home address out there on the internet any more than it has to be. I'm sure you guys could search me and figure out exactly where I live, but I'm not posting that on my Google My Business. You actually have an option to not show your address. So as you're creating your profile, you can select to not show any information regarding your address. You can just show city and state. So that's the first thing you need to do, Google My Business. The second thing that you need to do is setting up Google Analytics on your website. Whether you have any other form of SEO from GoDaddy or SEO from Wix, I'm not really sure what those actually do for you, I'll be honest. You need to set up Google Analytics. It is a separate thing from Google My Business. Google has a ton of different things that it does. Google My Business is one. A totally different thing is Google Analytics. Google Analytics will actually show how much website traffic you're getting and what people are doing on your website. So get and set up Google Analytics. You can connect it into Squarespace, you can connect it into Wix, you can connect it into WordPress. You may have to use a plugin on WordPress like Yoast or Rank Math in order to configure your Google Analytics onto your website. But putting that onto your website is going to help Google find you. That actually helps bump your search information on your website. I prefer to use the plugin called Rank Math. It's called Rank Math, R-A-N-K-M-A-T-H. It's a super simple plugin. You install it and you tell it what your website is, and you plug it into the header of your website. And once you install Rank Math on a WordPress site, you can go through the configuration steps. So that's two, right? Two things that you can do. The third thing you need to set up is a thing called Google Search Console. Google Search Console is actually going to tell you what people are searching for when they get onto your website. And I'm getting some comments over on my personal page. Yeah, I told Miranda to set up your Google My Business. And Lay says, you have yours, but you're not sure it's set up as it should be. If you filled out all of the forms, chances are it's set up correctly. If not, let me know and I'll be happy to take a look at it. So the third thing you want to do is Google Search Console. This is super important. If you don't have your Google Search Console installed and configured, you're going to have trouble with knowing what keywords people are using to search for your website. So if you put on Google Search Console, it's a totally separate piece of software from Google Analytics. Why Google does it that way, I don't know. So then you need to install that onto your website to see what people are searching for. If you really want to get fancy schmancy, the next thing you're going to do is install Rank Math. It's the same plugin I told you before, and you're going to configure it. And you're going to go through, and it's kind of like gamification. We use a little bit more advanced tools when we do SEO for client sites, but Rank Math is a great free tool. Your goal is to get as high a scores as you can for each page. You're going to fill out the meta tags. It's going to tell you what you're missing. Do you have links? Do you have this? Do you have that? So there's lots of things you need to do. So Meg says, Google suspended my merchant account due to a lack of a landing page. It's linked to your website, so that's next week's to-do list. Yeah, it may not think that you have the right terms and conditions or the right policies or the right front page landing page for your website, depending on how it's set up. I'd have to look at it to see. It can be a real pain in the butt when it does that. So those are some simple things that you can do. Those are 4 things that you can be doing to configure your SEO for your website. It's all about your content and your keywords and your keyword research. And all of this stuff is kind of honestly a pain in the butt. Do the plugins work on a Google Pages website? So Rank Math is not going to work on a Google Pages website, unfortunately. Those are just for WordPress sites. Google Pages has its own sets of tools. It's a really basic website. So you're not going to have all the same SEO stuff going on with doing meta tags and doing everything else. But because it's built into Google, you actually have a little bit of an advantage because Google likes things that are built in Google. So you may have the option to fill out your meta tags and fill out your page descriptions and your tags and put those all on your website. You're still probably going to have to connect your Google Analytics and your Google Search Console and your Google My Business pages to each other so that they work correctly. I'm going to guess that Google, being infinitely smart, is going to give you a nice handy dandy place that you can actually install those on your Google Pages account so that it can be configured properly. I have noticed it's a very simple WYSIWYG editor. It's one of the very, very low cost options that's out there. It's like $12.50 a year. You're basically just paying for your domain name. It's a wonderful product offering. I highly recommend it for people that are trying to get their business out there. And because it's a Google product, Google tends to like its own dog food. So it's a really cool thing. So one of the things that we're offering right now is actually to do a free SEO site audit for you. You know, as part of Fiercely Marketing, we do a ton of SEO for small businesses. We manage a lot of websites. We do SEO. So we're focused on building your on-site SEO, which is your content, your meta tags, your keyword optimization on the website. And then we're focusing on building backlinks to your website. So the two pieces tend to work together. And it's a ton of work to get those things going. If you guys have ever had to build backlinks to your website, or you've ever had to build SEO optimized content for your site, then you know just how challenging perhaps that building SEO can be into a website. So one of the things that we do is we take that to that next level once you get beyond the free stuff. But one of the things we're doing right now as a community service is offering a free SEO site audit that will show what you're missing as far as configuration on your website. It'll show whether you've got your Google Analytics set up. It'll show whether you have your Google Search Console set up. It'll tell you whether you have a lot of these things done in your website. Now, you know, a lot of people maybe have something on Kajabi or they have something on Kartra. Some people use those for their entire website. That's fine. You can still do all of the meta tags, all of the Google Analytics, all that stuff on your website. You're just going to have to work a little bit harder to integrate those into your funnel and do those things for your website. So they're really, really cool. The link is actually above and it is in the comments above, and I'm going to post it here, I believe, SEO site audit. And I'm going to see if I can post it to create a little banner and have it go scrolling across. And of course I can. So that is the link to get a free SEO site audit. And I'm going to post it here in comments. It's not going to go absolutely everywhere, but it will go most places. I'm going to go hunt down the pages where we're posting, and we're going to also share the link again. But it's important that you do this SEO site audit to see what you're missing, what things you don't have going on in your website. A lot of times people get really frustrated because they can't find their website on Google. And if they search for the proper keywords, they may not even find themselves. And sometimes we actually find that they have their robots.txt turned off. They've disabled searching and indexing by search engines, which will just cause your website to go off the side of a cliff in terms of being found. And that can be really, really detrimental to your website if you're trying to get found on Google. So make sure that you have the SEO site audit done, and you will get really amazing results. So anywho's, make sure you do that. I'm going to finish up with something that I love to do, which is a card pull. It's an Oracle card pull. And it's from my Love Your Inner Goddess card deck because it's my favorite card deck. And I would love if you would let me know which card you would like me to pull, and I will be happy to pull one for you. And I'm going to troll back over here to my Facebook page and see if people are commenting over there because it gets a little weird at times. Meg says, number 7, let me shuffle these bad boys just a bit. And they're really pretty. They are super pretty ones. If you guys haven't seen these, I recommend them for a little bit of inspiration and fun. They have a way of showing up with things and kicking our butts. So Miranda, if you would like me to pull a card for you, let me know. I'll be happy to pull one. And I'm going to pull number 7 for Meg, and then I'm going to pull another one and see what all comes out. So any hoodles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one is for you, Meg. And Meg is probably like, uh-oh, what's she doing again? I'm like from the nice side of the deck. In a reading, you are encouraged to say yes to new opportunities and adventures, ideas, and connections. See, told you so. Especially the ones that fill your heart with a sense of excitement, perhaps just before your mind begins to dwell on doubts and concerns, trying to talk you out of something before you even give it a chance. You can handle the unfamiliar better than most. Once you get your bearings, you'll find a way to thrive, to enjoy what you discover and experience. Let the yearning of your soul to explore the new and exciting inspire you. The unfamiliar and the unknown hold great blessings for you. Open yourself up to new horizons. And I'm going to flip around and pull one for Miranda. So I'm going to shuffle the cards. Do 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 do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This one's for you, Miranda. Oh, wow. I don't think I've gotten this one before, but I say that a lot. You know, it's kind of funny how that happens. You pulled the same card this morning. Isn't that funny? Do you ever wonder if somebody out there is trying to give you a message? So here you go, Miranda. You are going to free yourself from a painful criticism or judgment held against you, perhaps by yourself, perhaps by another person or group of people. Human beings do not have the spiritual right to condemn each other or ourselves. Every human being is here to learn how to grow, and every human being will make mistakes along the way. You are realizing that you can claim responsibility for your actions and make amends where needed without ever deserving to be attacked or put down. You are realizing that you don't have to be perfect to be pure of heart and deserving of respect and kindness. This makes the Divine Mother very happy. So there we go. If you guys haven't registered yet, please do register and get your SEO site audit done. We'd be happy to do that. I would love to do that for y'all. So make sure you put your name and website information in the link, and we will be happy to follow up. So have a great night. We will talk soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.